What is going on, everybody? You know what it is. It's Tuesday. Show Me the Money Club for 200 freaking weeks. Today is the 200th episode. So, Sergio, 200, man. Almost 4 years. We're a little shy. We're about a month shy of 4 full year, like fourth anniversary, because 52 weeks in a year. But 200.
200. And,
Holy crap.
I would say 198 consecutive with two unforeseen circumstances. I mean, here it is. Here's apple juice right here. There's apple juice. So cheers, nice. Everyone. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, man, we made it to 200. It started 4 years ago. I was talking to Harry, and I was like, nobody's doing live streams. Maybe we should do a live stream. I remember the first show, and I was like, what are we doing? We're not even sure what was going on. And deer in headlights kind of a thing, and it started there, and look where we are, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Congrats
and
to
then
you.
Just all the stuff that we have seen from the last 4 years, 200 weeks, essentially, seeing the advent of upfront fairs and all that has brought, and now all of the crap that it brings along with it. It's the craziness of everything. So hopefully you guys
a lot of good, though, right? We've done a lot of good, really have.
Oh yeah,
and,
for sure.
I honestly didn't think it would get here, and the investigative journalism, it took over, and all I know is that I think the other side, when I say the other side, I have a lot of good friends at Uber and Lyft, and they're the necessary evil, not the friends, the companies are. We have done a lot of good for the driver community. Some people may know what they are, some people may not, but I think the companies figured out there's a new sheriff in town, and they're like, we will still fuck around, but then we'll find out,
Yep.
They had their FAFO moments themselves. So I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah. May or may not have been brought up by a couple of people high up in the company saying, what the fuck?
Yeah. I have met both of them a couple times each, the CEOs, and they couldn't be nicer. Although I'm sure behind our back they'll be like, "Fuck this guy."
Oh yeah, of course. That's what they're saying. It's one of those things where they're like, you try to come off really nice, but you're really thinking in your head, "Oh, you son of a bitch, kick your ass," or something like that. And you're just smiling, and you got that shit-eating grin too, and you're like, "Oh yeah, hey." And I'm sure.
How much did that cost us?
Oh, a few of the things, yeah. I mean, kicking Uber Teen out of California, and the other thing on. And side note, before we get into the rundown, we do have a special guest coming on, a last moment guest, Harry Campbell, the founder of the Rideshare Guy. What's going on, Harry? How you doing?
All right. Is this working? Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, you are. I hear you.
Awesome. Appreciate you having me on my own show, and I'm surprised you guys haven't killed each other yet.
No, we're good.
Because we got 2,000 miles between us.
Minimum.
How often do you guys call each other?
Probably a couple times a week, and then
text a lot
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad Sergio has an outlet, Chris, for all of his venting, diarying, whatever it is he needs. So exciting stuff, though. Thanks for having me on. Congrats on 200 shows, and awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Harry. Thank you for the platform to start with. And then,
you don't sound very excited, Sergio.
No, I am. I mean, well, Chris knows what's going on behind the scenes, but I without the platform, we wouldn't be able to do it. And we started it as like two deer in headlights. Honestly, I remember the first show, and now look where we are, 200 weeks later. We're here, and but you also, most people probably don't know you, but without the community, we couldn't have done it, and without your help, we couldn't have done it. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely exciting stuff.
Oh, here, Harry. I'm running out of Japanese apple juice.
What do you got there? I mean, it's like 3 o'clock.
Hey man,
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I said that just 200th episode, I'll have Japanese apple juice. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a little
Actually, I'm
Japanese.
already getting feedback about this episode. Sergio's title says Sergio Avedian. Chris is just Chris, like no last name. What's up with that?
I don't
Need a
know.
last name, Chris.
I guess so. I know. I've always just
see.
put Chris.
Who's this
He-
Julio
he
guy in
wants
the
to-
chat asking Harry, why no strippers? Is that what we do on this show?
We thought about it a couple times.
I mean, maybe off the screen.
We thought about putting a pole behind me.
I feel like that might be an inside joke, but
Anything for
I'm
views,
aware.
man.
Yeah.
So, Harry, Herbivore is coming up. You want
Yeah.
to talk a little bit about that? What's going on there?
Yeah, we got a little conference in downtown LA that's gonna bring together, a lot more folks on the industry side. I liked Pedro's conference that he was doing a couple of years ago, where he brought together a bunch of gig workers. I think he did one in St. Louis. Did you guys ever go to that one?
No, but I went to the one in
Oh.
Colorado, though. There was one in Colorado.
That's right. Yeah, you went to the one in Colorado.
Yeah.
So yeah, working on that, and obviously still helping run the rideshare guy, but let you guys do your thing when it comes to content. So what are you guys going to talk about today?
We
Oh,
have
we got
a lot.
Yeah, we got. Let's see. We got the rapid fire. We're doing Uber's partnering with AVs all over the globe. Uber Tech Implosion Uber is testing the hybrid network. Then we got the driver focused more. Did Dara get a pay cut? Uber CEO personally meets drivers in Brazil. So-called Uber bug expanding now. Uber trying to stop drivers from taking screenshots in the app. Hidden pay cut with high gasoline prices. Uber faces class action lawsuit. Move trash cans to make some real money. Especially
I like that one.
what's going on in Miami.
Yeah, you like that one? You know what? Well, did you see the screenshots? I like that one a lot.
I know. That's why I was telling you, actually, so for those who didn't watch that segment, right, Cameron Lamb from Crew, I know you guys had him on, and
Yeah.
he posted a couple screenshots, and obviously there's no shortage of these gig economy apps, and I think he does a good job too. Like, he kind of jokes about it, like you basically get paid to take trash cans in, and that is sort of the job. But
Yeah.
when you start thinking about it, like, it actually is pretty good. If you can get a bunch of houses in the same area and they're Airbnb owners and they don't live there, and the cities will find them or require them to take them in, you can actually start making pretty good money, pretty good margins. So yeah, I've been working with them to kind of help get the word out. So I think there's some cool apps. Obviously at the start, I'm sure they'll be paying a lot more. I don't think you'll get paid $50 an hour to take trash cans in forever. But I think that kind of is like how I started the channel 11 years ago. I was like, oh, you get paid to drive people around, and started doing that. It's like, kind of sounds stupid, right? You get paid to take people's trash cans in, but what's the downside, right? Try it out, check it out, and see how legit they are, and who's talking about them, and take it from there.
Well, the screenshots that were sent to me were from Florida. They're like coming to about $90 an hour, honestly. I was
Well,
like,
that almost is too much money, right?
I'm like, yeah,
Hey,
sign me
hey.
up, man. And then the
Strike
other
while the
thing,
iron's hot.
yeah, but I mean, it's crazy money. I mean, for what you're doing, really, you just put your gloves on and do it. And then the other one we really liked a lot a couple of weeks ago, we had Safeguard Properties on, and
Nice.
that's another. We're all about
Yeah.
have as many apps as possible, because once you could get deactivated tomorrow, and then what are you going to do, right? So
yeah, I feel like we've been featuring, you guys have been talking about a lot of cool, obviously everyone knows Uber and Lyft and the good and the bad about that, and the delivery apps, DoorDash, Instacart, even Amazon Flex and Walmart Spark, right? I think there's a lot of content out there about that, but I think there are a lot of these adjacent earning opportunities that either gig economy or help build your own book, or whatever it might be. And maybe the trash can one isn't for you, or maybe it's not in your market yet, but like there's got to be some other one that is, right? And so kind of just keeping an eye out for these things. So I think you guys have been doing a good job covering a lot of these, I don't know, what do you call them, like adjacent or adjacent gig economy opportunities.
There you go.
I would just say, I don't know, side gigs.
Yeah,
Side gigs.
That's Jeff from Florida. Nine stop crew trip for $54. I don't think that would take more than an hour.
Nice. I was going to say, you got to put some of these other you got to put some of these other comments on the screen, Chris. I see another Jeff in the comments, Jeff Smith 4577. He says, same shit, different week. I don't know if he's talking about Crew, but I guess you're not really taking out shit. You're taking out trash. But
I mean, hey, we both got babies, so that means that
I guess that's where
a lot of
he
shitty
might
diapers.
be talking more about like the job is bad, shitty, but I'm thinking like, oh, trash, shitty. But
Cash for trash, maybe. But
I saw a comment about Dara too. Are you guys still friends with Dara, or what's?
yeah, we're very close friends with Dara, and
What's his deal?
Yes.
Does he watch the show?
he does, yeah. And
Does he?
I have internal communications that there's a group at Uber that watches every show, but then now they automated it. They have an AI agent signed up so they can take screenshots and see what we're talking about is factual
But now
or
they
not.
don't actually watch the show. They just have AI watch the show and summarize it and send it
Well,
to people.
maybe
or
an
AI.
intern is watching the show. I don't know.
I see Life of Richard says, now that Harry is on the show, will Dara come on now? I don't know. I think Dara actually doesn't like, I don't think anyone at Uber really likes me these days. I haven't interviewed anyone from Uber over the past few years, and not
I'm
for
still
lack
working
of
on it.
trying.
I haven't
I know.
given up.
You know,
I haven't given up.
we still highlight that episode that you did with Dara talking about upfront fares and why
It's a while
the
ago.
acceptance rate is and why the acceptance
And I
rate
think he
is
had
still
a
so
good,
low.
yeah, I think he had a good quote on that show when I interviewed him. He said something to the effect, right, that when you present the offer to drivers, if they're not accepting the job, it means that we're not paying them enough or something like that, right? And I think
exactly.
they still haven't quite fixed that one, have they?
No, we still nail him with it every single time we get a chance. I was like, but
Maybe that's why he doesn't want to come on anymore.
No, maybe Sachin will come on. Sachin's a good guy.
Yeah. Sachin always at least replies to my emails, so
Yeah.
he's a good guy. Definitely working hard at Uber and on a lot of things. And I mean, I do feel like though for drivers, I mean, I do think like Uber, even though drivers, human rideshare is like 99% of their business. Like I think media, investors, all of those types of industry people really mainly care about autonomous vehicles. So honestly, I think that's why Dara and others, aren't like coming on our show or, doing as many interviews or talking about drivers. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. They have definitely pivoted to doing nothing but autonomous vehicles. I don't know how many partnerships they have signed up around the globe so far. I mean, it looks like into the hundreds now.
Yeah.
And there's the shift. And, while you're here, we should talk a couple of minutes about that. There you go. Look at all these partnerships, Harry. Look at this. I took this from LinkedIn, and look at the right side. Look at those bubbles over there. Right?
Yeah, I can't even see it. It's too many.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
So you're doing something called Driverless Digest, which I actually like, and I wrote a couple of articles about it on it or for it. What do you say to our audience?
We got to get you writing a couple more. I think they've actually been pretty popular.
I will.
You're a good writer.
Tell me about what you think, how long it's going to take for AVs to replace our audience.
I think it's going to be a while. I mean, I think right now, maybe in some of the bigger cities, it might be like San Francisco might be 5%, 10%. Like you kind of have to look at, Uber might share numbers or Waymo might share numbers. Oh, it's 20%. But it's like they don't do airport rides. They don't go here. They don't go there. So when you look at the total market, I think it's actually still pretty low. Like I always tell people, Waymo's doing 400,000 or 500,000 trips a week. In New York City alone, there are 700,000 Uber and Lyft trips a day. And that's one city, right?
Yeah.
So there's still tiny fraction. And, so I still think it will definitely change the market. You guys have talked and written about the Gridwise report on drivers' earnings, might be down 1 to 5% in the AV markets. So, it's definitely down. But I mean, there's always something driving prices down, unfortunately, right? That's what the whole goal of the Rideshare guy and the channel and the show is about. Is like, hey, there's always going to be things kind of working against you, but we do know there's a lot of variability, right? If you know what you're doing, you should be making $5 an hour more than the average driver. Like the average driver is not really thinking about cherry picking and the best types of trips and looking at alternative apps and all of that. So even though it might be, overall trend is slightly negative in those AV markets, I still think that because of all that variability, you have a lot of opportunity if it's a good fit.
Yeah, there's for sure money to be made because, I have my Ironman in Massachusetts and Boston. Yeah. Raphael, my man Raphael, he sends me screenshots every week. 3K to 3,200 solid every single week. He's still pumping it. And
I think he's working hard though, right? He's doing a lot of
hours.
He's
very working hard. Yeah, 75 hours.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
But
Well, and I see a good comment here from Keith. I mean, maybe good, but he says, when I started 4 years ago, Uber paid enough. I had 98% acceptance rate. Now pay sucks so much. I'm down to 48% acceptance rate. I actually feel like that's a good thing, right? It's like you're being
yeah,
more selective, right? If you're taking every trip that Uber is sending you, right? If they send, obviously, like we kind of know that they're Uber, or really any company in general. Like, I wouldn't say that the goal is to pay as little as possible, like broadly for most companies, but like, with Uber, right? If they have 100 drivers that want to do, and only 50 trips, obviously they're going to try to pay them less and less and less, right? So I think, I don't necessarily, I don't think that's a great thing, but that's like, I think it's pretty logical of why they're doing it.
yeah. And with the gas prices taking a huge jump over the last
Yeah,
2-3 weeks,
gas is expensive.
I actually did email Uber in my contacts at Uber and Lyft. Lyft came back and said, we're looking at it, and Uber never responded, saying like, last time you guys had a 55-cent fuel surcharge. Is
Yeah.
anything like that possible? Because that's the biggest part of the driver's variable cost, right? I mean, $1.25 a gallon in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. Hopefully, maybe we'll get something going there.
I did see that DoorDash came out
Yeah.
with a little dasher or gas surcharge, and looked pretty decent from what I saw
Yeah.
too.
$15 if you do 120 miles, I think, active. And also, InDrive is doing it around the globe. A lot of companies like Bolt is doing it, but Uber, no. Lyft, nothing. Yeah,
Well, and I mean also too, when you think about delivery, right? You know that most deliveries are much shorter. Like the average delivery trip is a lot shorter than rideshare, right? So if you're in a car where you don't get great gas mileage, or you don't have an EV, or whatever it might be, or even you can't get cheap gas, right? Like, hey, that switching to delivery, maybe now's the time. You've been thinking about exploring or trying a new delivery option, maybe now's the time, right?
Yep.
So I'd sort of say, there's obviously, you guys have talked about the Upside app, getting gas. Obviously there's like getting gas at Costco, which I feel like, even, I don't know, I've never been the biggest fan of that, because you got to wait in line for so long.
Yeah.
Especially
20
right
minutes.
now. Yeah, 20 minutes to go do a job and say, make $5 or $10.
No, I've been using my Upside app regularly now. Last 5-6 weeks. I mean, 15 cents, 18 cents, whatever it is. It's 2%, 3% plus. Use a card. Well, it's in my article. We're going to talk about my article I came out yesterday.
Nice.
And
there's
ways you can save money. So
MJ Smith Group says, yep, delivery puts way fewer miles on your car compared to rideshare. And I mean, if you really want to save on gas, go get a bike or an e-bike, right? We've talked about some good e-bikes in the past. Get a little exercise. I know Jay, you just had him on, and we congratulate him for a great run at the rideshare guy, and whatever it is he's working on next. But he talks obviously a lot about like mental and physical health, right? So hey, maybe now's the time to get a little biking in, right, on those delivery trips.
Yeah,
especially summer's coming in.
So, what else is going on, Harry? What else are you doing? How many kids you got now? 4, 3?
3 boys. 3 boys. So that's
3 boys.
Probably my main job, to be honest.
Your main job's okay.
I think I just saw a text come in, something about my kid had an accident or an injury or something like that. So I'll look at that.
Well, that's going to happen when they're like 16.
It didn't seem life-threatening, though, so I didn't read the whole thing yet. But I'll look at that after we're done here.
Okay. Well, you know what? I don't know how much time you have, but we can have you on the whole show if you want. But
I got a couple more minutes. What do you guys want?
More minutes? Okay.
Go through a couple topics.
Yeah, I mean, we can go through a couple of. Actually, let's do the rundown with Harry. Let's see, because that's right up his alley with AVs and all that good stuff.
All right, let's do it.
All right, sounds good. So let's get that going. Obviously, the first one is Uber is partnering all over with AVs around the globe. So, Sergio, I know you got this one.
Yeah, I mean,
your robotaxi will be an Uber.
Yeah, it says so. The Jason Saltzman. Do you know this guy, Harry?
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Well, he there was a pretty good summary of what's going on, and it was most, the best thing I've seen for a while. Your robotaxi will be an Uber. Now that I don't know, because Elon has different thoughts about that. But Uber's 2026 Blitz already made new deals, partnership. Look at the Rivian, Zoox, Lucid, Baidu, Apollo. These are all global companies. What do you think about, by the way, RoboCab with Elon? Is he going to deliver? Is he going to wipe everybody out? What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, Tesla is a tricky one because they're taking a different approach, right? I think that
Hmm.
it doesn't really make sense to compare them to Waymo. Waymo's starting at the top end, expensive, and then they need to come down in price, right? They've shown the
Hmm.
tech can work and they need to come down. Tesla's at the other end, right? Like are starting with the camera only. You could buy a Model 3 for 30, 40K, very low price. They need to get to Waymo's level. And if they do, that's where they become very interesting because they're fully, they make 5 to 10,000 cars a day,
Yeah.
right? Waymo only has 3,000 car, 3,500 cars in their fleet. So,
Yep.
day one, they could equal their fleet, right? If they flip that switch. So it's
Yeah.
kind of a big if, right? And, Elon isn't really known for hitting deadlines, but he does usually eventually hit them. So I feel
Yeah.
like he's a tough guy I don't
Yeah.
know if I'd bet against him. Just who knows when the heck it'll happen. And, I think this chart here with all of Uber's partnerships, I guess the big thing to me that stands out, and I think what human drivers should really care about is like, what's real? Like, where can I get an AV today? I can get a Waymo in LA, San Francisco, Phoenix, Austin, Atlanta, and a few other cities where they're, kind of limited public release, Miami, San Antonio, right? They're doing, so in these few cities, I can get them. There's a small number of cars, right? They're kind of having a small negative effect on human driver pay in those cities. But, everyone else, like, it's kind of icing on the cake, right? Like none of these are really that real, right? Like how do they affect customers or drivers today or anytime soon? Uber has all these partners on the AV side, but where can I ride one? They just announced a big partnership with Zoox. I mean, Zoox is probably the one that's like closest to Waymo in
Hmm.
Las Vegas. They're operating point to point, and then they actually just expanded today, I think. So now you can go to the airport and a couple other places. There are a lot of Zooxes though in Las Vegas and in San Francisco. They operate in the Mission District in a very small area. They're not fully. They're doing free rides right now for friends and family. So I guess that's like my biggest thing with a lot of these Uber partnerships. Like I don't know. I think they sound good. Uber's doing them more for investors, but I don't think they really matter that much to consumers or drivers and in the short to medium term. In the medium to long term, yeah, I think they're kind of these are all like medium to long term bets for sure.
Yeah. And I think Uber also, changing the business model a little bit, investing $1.5 billion into, I mean, I don't know, right? They never owned anything before. Now it looks like they want to own, but they also want to be the broker for everyone else. Are we going to do an RSG fleet of robocabs and hook it up to a network? Are we going to do it?
Well, I mean, I think that's something that's interesting. So there's a company, Tensor, Tensor, that might be
Mhm.
interesting for drivers to keep an eye on. They're trying to do a personally owned robo-taxi.
Mhm.
So that's something like that would be interesting. It'll probably come in, at the high end of the market. But I think probably for drivers who, like the hedge might be a Tesla. That would be, if or when, Elon flips this switch, I would want to own a Tesla and
Yeah.
be able to and ready to put that on the network. That's probably the most realistic. So if I'm thinking about like, hey, gas prices are high right now, Tesla's offering, I think 0 or 0.99% financing on an EV.
Mhm.
If you've got charging or solar, you can get a good deal. I mean, the charging stations are expensive. I just
Mhm.
filled up my Rivian and it was like $30 to fill up 1/3, like 100 miles. So you got to have a good setup or kind of know where you can get good cheap charging. So there's a lot that goes into it, but like with a lot of things in life, right, if it's if there's a lot of work that needs to be put into something, probably most people aren't willing to do it. So I think
Yeah.
that EV and Tesla angle might be something interesting for drivers to keep an eye on for sure as
Let's
these
do
robo-taxis
let's do
proliferate.
an RSG MIT, rideshare guy, mobility investment trust, and have drivers invest in it.
Okay, sounds complicated, but when you could just go buy a Tesla. But I mean, I do think there are going to be a lot of these fleets of robo taxis in the future.
We're gonna do it. All right.
Yeah.
So next one is, what are we talking about, Chris?
Is Uber tech explosion?
This was a Yahoo
71st
Finance Insider Monkey article. This guy is super bearish on Uber. He thinks Uber is gonna go kaput. Bye bye. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm not a big stock picker or follower like you, Sergio. I feel like I don't know. I think actually hasn't Uber's stock price done pretty bad year to date, or isn't
Yeah,
the
down
market
about
way up and Uber
down
stock
about
price is way down?
25%.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's probably why they're doing all these AV partnerships. Maybe I don't know. I guess I don't know if they're working that well, right?
Yeah, well, 1.25 billion that they don't have. I mean, although their free cash flow is super positive.
Well, and I guess on the Rivian deal, that's a good example. Like that sounds like a lot, but I think they're only doing 300 million at the start, which is still a lot, right? They're
Yeah.
investing in Rivian, and then over time, there's a bunch of milestones that need to be hit. And I think this Rivian deal is like a good example where it's cool, it's exciting. I mean, I have a Rivian right now; it's a great car,
Mhm.
but they're way behind Tesla when it comes to autonomy. Like I
Yeah.
had a Tesla for 8 years. I mean, it's like my Tesla 8 years ago is basically Rivian. They have a hands-free product that basically keeps you in the lane and can change lanes if you use the signal, but it can't really do much else. So it's like a lot of the other cars, the Ford Blue Cruise or whatever it's called, GM
Yeah.
Super Cruise. All of these, all of the new car companies have some kind of lane keep assist product. So the Rivian thing, I think they still need to build this factory in Georgia. They need to figure out autonomy and make it work. So they still have a ways to go before we're seeing any Rivian robo taxis on the Uber network. I mean, so I think it's cool. Like I said, I feel like it's like 5 to 10 years away though.
Yeah. Well, this guy's point, he's very bearish on Uber, and he's saying that the new agentic AI agents are going to be installed on everybody's phone, and we don't need aggregators anymore. We don't need brokers, middlemen anymore on anything.
Yeah.
And why do we need Uber? And I'm like, well, they have the marketplace, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
Yeah.
pretty hard to do. And
I
the
think you
last
should look
one,
at the other screenshots though before of what Uber is partnered with all those different companies.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, no,
there's
they're-
another company. I just saw someone mention Devo in the chat. Comma is interesting software, which is one that I think I've been trying to interview them on my podcast. That's one that's kind of a retrofit. So you can retrofit, like I think you put a camera onto your car and then it's like you connect it to the car and then it drives the car for you. So you can add. So that's kind of a cool one. I don't know if it really, I mean, the tricky thing for human drivers today is that if you still have to be in the car, you're not really saving yourself any time or money, right? You kind of need a car fully autonomous to be driving for yourself, but still cool.
Did you get rid of your Tesla, by the way?
Yeah, I traded in my Tesla Model Y and got a Rivian. So I leased a Rivian, so I've been driving that and testing it out.
Well, you
Pretty
have
cool.
3
It's
boys.
nice.
You need a bigger car. Right?
Yeah, I mean, now I have 3 kids, so needed kind of that true 7-seater, and Rivian is really nice. I mean, it's twice the price as a Tesla, so it should be twice as nice, and it is. But the autonomy is way behind Tesla. I've heard really, the new Tesla Model Y and Model 3. I've heard of the full self-driving with the new hardware and the new software is really good, and you can see people posting their stats online where basically they're at 97 or 98% of the time they use the full self-driving to kind of go everywhere and park. So it is cool.
I interviewed an Uber driver on Behind the Wheel last week. I think he came out, and he's done about 2,200 trips so far in Houston. 100% of them were on full self-drive. He goes, I feel like stealing money. I'm sitting here and collecting money.
I mean, and I think that's a good point. Like I saw some of the, you were talking about Raphael in Boston doing 80 hours a week, and 80 hours of driving in traffic is terrible. I agree. That's really tough, and not for most people. Almost everyone isn't going to be able to do that. But I mean, I think that kind of solves that issue right there. Like I bet a lot of people complaining that, that's too many hours. Like try doing 80 hours a week in a Tesla, and, passenger gets into your car and like, hey, my name's Harry. I'm a big Tesla fan, and I do all of my trips on full self-driving. It helps me do 60 to 70 hours a week, and you can see that it's a very safe product, so that's going to be the experience. You kind of set those expectations right when they get in the car, and I think that's kind of cool at that point. And then you don't have to do anything. You just sit there and sit back and relax, and then I think obviously it's still a lot of work, but 60, 70, 80 hours is a lot more manageable on full self-driving. So I don't know, I guess like I see a solution to that problem right there.
I agree. And last but not least, so both companies, Lyft and Uber, both they're talking about hybrid network, right?
Yeah.
We're always going to need humans, which I agree. I mean, in rural areas and things like that, but my thing when it comes to the hybrid network is that, well, Uber's business comes from, as you know, 7-8 main part of their business comes from 7-8 cities around the globe, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, if those cities, you're pumping up all these cars into the most busiest areas, and then you have the most drivers there, I mean, what doesn't hybrid network kind of lose its, meaning? Because I talked to drivers in Austin, I talked to drivers in San Francisco, where Waymos and Tesla robocabs are all over the place, and they're complaining. I mean, they're going like,
Yeah.
what hybrid network? And because the algo is feeding the AVs before they feed anything to the drivers, humans.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think definitely there is and will be a hybrid, human and AV rideshare network for a long time. And this is kind of the case that Uber makes, but it's basically, yeah, we are going to feed AVs all those baseline trips. And then humans kind of get the left. I mean, they don't say this, but humans basically get the leftovers, right? And sometimes those are good leftovers, like Saturday night, when they have 5 to 10 to 15 to 20x demand. And now we need you guys to come out and drive because, if we have enough Waymos for Saturday night in Austin, we have way too many on Tuesday afternoon, right? And so I think that problem is always going to be very hard to solve with AVs. And so that's where, having that flexible network, whether it is human drivers or personally owned robo taxis that can come up, they need that like flexible supply. You can't pay for all that downtime, right? So that's sort of where I think if I'm a driver, those would be like like maybe that's not ideal, but maybe in the future there's less opportunities. But like those times where it does peak, that is where there's gonna be kind of more drivers fighting over those rides. So but that's when the opportunity is going to be. And also thinking too, I think Sergio, we chatted about an article idea where like what are the rides that humans will be good at in the future, like no matter what AVs do, right? Like airport trips, like a lot of people need help with their luggage or want help with their luggage, or older folks, we've talked a little bit about Wings, right? WINGZ, that does NEMT, so it's non-emergency medical transport, where you might need to help them a little bit, right? So there's a lot of these other opportunities out there that I think are much smaller, but I don't think AVs will ever be able to kind of truly disrupt. Obviously, like building your own book of business and stuff like that, which isn't for everyone, but that is an option too.
I completely agree with you. So well, we're done with our rapid fire, so I'm going to raise my glass to you, Harry. I appreciate everything you've done for the community, and thank you for giving us the platform to say whatever we want to say with no muzzle. A lot of people think you're an Uber shill. Okay.
Did you say an Uber shit or an Uber shill?
Shill,
that's
shit.
The same thing they say about us, and it's like
the same thing they say about us.
The same way everybody else does driving.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're and we say, what we say, you're getting paid by Uber every Tuesday. What are you talking about? So,
I think so. If anyone, I appreciate that. I'm staring at my Hibiki right here, so maybe I'm actually going to meet up with our friend Ryan from Gridwise later. He's in town, so we'll probably I'll cheers to you guys then. Appreciate you guys running with things and having me on to celebrate this 200th milestone. And I think definitely you guys do a great job. And I always like to say that, if everybody is a little mad at you, you're probably doing a good job, right? So if some drivers think I'm a shill, you guys are shills at times. Uber clearly isn't too happy. They haven't come on the show in a few years. So I think that kind of tells you things right there. Won't do an interview. So they're probably a little upset. So I think we're probably in a good spot somewhere in the middle, keeping everyone pissed off. So good work, guys, and keep it up for many years to come.
Thank you, Harry.
All right, thank you. Thanks for coming on. All right, bye. All right, so that is Harry, founder of the Rideshare Guy, making his occasional appearance here on Show Me the Money. I think the last time was maybe like episode 80 or something. I don't know.
Just in time.
All right, you hear that? I hear that.
The truck?
That money truck.
That
backing
Uber
up, baby. Backing up. Everybody sign up for Uber and take every single ride.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But so we have giveaways today, and we're gonna give you guys some shit. You probably don't deserve it, but we're gonna do it anyway. So how do we do that, Chris? We didn't even talk about that before the show. So I'm like,
first off, how many do we have? Give me a number.
3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
So we have 3 giveaways, and it's RSG merch, like a hat or some shit. Okay. So if you guys want it, you can have it, but you got to work for it. And
hold on.
When I say work,
you know what? While I'm doing that, why don't you talk about behind the wheel and what you're talking about with that, so I can get this.
Sounds good. Set up. All right. So behind the wheel is something I like as much as Show Me the Money Club. I interview you guys. You email me first, say, "Hey, Serge, I want to be on Behind the Wheel," and you send me a short little paragraph of what you want to talk about. Now, you can be talking about anything you want, but preferably rideshare related. There is no muzzle. There is no restriction. You can cuss all you want. You can have a positive outlook on this thing called rideshare. You can talk about that. You could be negative. You could talk about that. Whatever it is you want to talk about, it's your thing. I'm just there to sit and listen to you. It goes for 20, 30 minutes. We don't edit. We don't change anything. We put it on the channel. And if you have other tips and tricks for other drivers to get them going, you know, whatever it is that you want to talk about. So email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. I will send you a Zoom link. We'll hop on. I'll record. We'll pop it on the channel, and you'll be famous.
Well, you'll be Rideshare Guy famous. That's
yeah, you'll be Rideshare Guy.
So yes, we do have a giveaway, and I love the fact that you guys are seeing SMTMC. But the reality is, it's not going to be that. No. We're throwing it off. So make sure you enter hashtag 200 for your chance to win.
I love it. They all were jumping the gun. They were putting. They were
all jumping the gun, but nope. Hashtag 200, baby.
Hashtag 200 episodes. Let's
go. So yes, if you like a trucker hat, it's great for those days driving around the sun. Actually, Sergio's got one on right now. So you look like Sergio. So yes, enter hashtag 200. Makes it simple for you, and we'll collect that, and we'll do 3 giveaways on that over the next. So if you don't win the first one, stick around because you might win the second one or the third one. So you need to be present in order to win, and you need to be able to get hold of Sergio afterwards with Sergio@therideshareguy.com saying, yes, I won, or I want to be on the next Behind the Wheel. So
preferably both. Preferably both. But Nathaniel, of course. You know, Nathaniel's episode, his episode is coming up shortly. You guys need to watch that.
I think Thursday, yeah.
Yeah,
Thursday? I think it's on Thursday. I believe
it's on Thursday. So watch that episode and learn how Nathaniel did it in Oregon. How he got the driver community together, and they're about to pass 80-20, folks. You guys all bitching and moaning, oh, Uber took 50%, Uber took 60%. I'm like, they're going back to reality, 80-20. But he put a lot of work, a couple of years on it. And so if you guys want to do it in your own city or state, watch that episode. You'll learn a lot. So
yes, hashtag Go Bills and Josh Allen. But right now it's Go Sabres because they are kicking freaking ass.
Oh, well, now your winter sport is here. So there you go.
Yeah, well, it's starting to get spring, but we're going to go late into the season. Yeah. That's for sure. First time in 12 or 14 years since the Sabres have made the playoffs, and you know they were literally last place in the conference on December 9th. Now they're in second place.
Wow,
that's a hell of a comeback.
So if you do win, I need an email within 48 hours that I won the hat or RSG merch, so I can forward it to the correct people, so you can get shipped as ASAP. So don't wait like 3 weeks and say, oh, by the way, 3 weeks ago I won the hat. I'm like, you're not going to get a hat. So you have 48 hours to email me.
And also thanks, Levi, for the super chat. Great job, Sergio, Chris, Harry. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate that.
And Levi has his own channel.
Yeah, Levi has his own channel, and I put out a video earlier. If you didn't see that, go back, watch that after the show, and then look at Levi's rebuttal to that. I'm halfway through. I didn't make it all the way through just because today's been crazy, but yeah, go check that out as well too.
Yep. All right.
Let's go on. You know what? We talk about our pay here, and you know how it could be stagnant, a little low. Maybe you got to work more. What about Dara? What is he at?
Well, it looks like Dara got a pay cut just like the drivers did, Chris. And so Uber Technologies, Uber CEO and Director 2025 pay revealed. So now when I say he got a haircut, don't start dancing, okay?
It's a 10% or it's 10.71% haircut.
Wow, Chris.
10.71.
Yeah. Now that we put up the so you can move the enter 200.
Hold on, I'm going to
block the shit. Now, all right, you guys are ready? So we estimate that the CEO and director of Uber Technologies, Dara Khosrowshahi, received compensation of, drumroll, $35,595,826 in 2025.
Whew.
That is a decrease of 10.71%
Whew.
from an estimated 39,408,629 in 2024. So, should we get the collection going for Dara? You think?
He needs a GoFundMe.
Yeah, should we start a GoFundMe for Dara because he got a 10% haircut?
You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it right. You know, I told them what I called them out probably 2-3 months ago when we were talking about we going over I think something that Andrew McDonald had said, and I said, look, I go cutthroat. I'll get you. You know what? As I said, I'll get their stock back up and higher. I'll have it at 120 a share. Not only that, I'll also give Dara going from 35 million this year. Next year it'll be 45 million. Where's that money truck? Come on, come on, Uber. Dara, come on. Give me that money truck. I'll get your pay up to 45 million.
Uber is Uber is a well-oiled machine. I mean, seriously, first of all, Dara's compensation is not decided by Dara, it's by a board that decides how much he makes. And the reason it went down 10% is because Uber stock is down 25%. So that's why I think his RSUs are not worth as much as before. That includes salary and stock options. So should any CEO deserve to get paid $35 million is the question. There are CEOs like Jamie Dimon and other bank CEOs who make double what he makes. Should any CEO literally deserve that kind of money to run a company? No, I don't think so. But then there's only one CEO. And if I was a CEO and they go, board decided to pay you $35 million this year, I'll be like, okay, cool. No complaints. But yeah, he got a pay cut. And
market.
You know, I don't know. 35 million to run Uber is a lot of dough, man. A lot. You know,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're all getting a little scrap of peanuts. Please, can I have some more?
Yeah.
And take that back.
Comes to what, 3 million a month?
That's yeah. I was just gonna say that's 3 million a month right there.
I can live with that. I can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
All right. Well, and not only that. I mean, not only do you get paid $35 million. Oh, I'm sorry. It's down 10.71% from last year's earnings. Well, I'm sipping my caramel. And, you know, then he gets to travel the world. So where did he go? He went to Brazil.
Yeah, this is on LinkedIn. Like, take the banner off one more time. So this was a video. I captured the video at the correct place. Chris, there's a picture. In the video, there's obviously it shows a video. And Dara says he was in Brazil. He truly met with drivers.
Whoa.
Okay. Like a town hall kind of a thing. I'm like, and he says, no one knows Uber better than the drivers who use it every day. When was the last time Dara has ever said anything like
that? In front of a driver convention.
But this is on LinkedIn now. This is out to the world. Number one.
True.
So I have news that there is a shift inside Uber that they are going to take care of the driver. So now I said,
by taking care of the driver, do you mean getting rid of drivers and going?
No, not getting rid of drivers. Like, treat the drivers better, make support better, get paid better. And so it's a reliable source. However, I said I believe it when I see it, number one. But I went on LinkedIn, which I'm on LinkedIn, and I responded to Dara's video, said, I'll be happy to set up a town hall for you with the U.S. driver community. Handpicked drivers like Uber Crew isn't going to get you what's needed. Real opinions on real time. Dara,
I concur.
Screw SMTMC. Screw Chris. Screw
Hey.
Harry, screw me, screw everything. I would love to set up a town hall for you or anybody at the top at Uber, Sachin and Andy Mack, and you know who all you are, to do a true town hall where it's not like the Uber crew meetings where drivers cannot ask questions. It's not live. It's all a kumbaya. I love you. I love Uber. I love this. I love that. Then, Dara, I'll take my hat off to you. And I said, you're the man. Because that would go such a long way with the community just to sit there and listen. Yes, you're going to take some shit, but just to listen to real drivers, not handpicked ones, it would go such a long way, and I'd be happy to moderate it for you if you want. I won't even ask questions to you. You just sit there and listen to, we'll put 5,000 drivers in a Zoom meeting. It doesn't have to be live. Well, it's going to be live, but you don't have to, move from New York or show up somewhere like you did in Brazil. Let's do one, Dara. Just listen to the real drivers and their concerns. And maybe we can get the ball rolling on this new culture change within Uber, hopefully. And
nice.
I'm willing to work for you for this one. Free, Dara. I'll set it up for you. I'll get you all the drivers you want.
As long as that's true, or they're trying to do a cultural shift.
We're going to find out.
If that's the case. But I think the other way we could look at that is, why not come on the show, have a discussion, as we've always talked about, discussion on different things that are happening within Uber that we could shed light on, because you going out and doing a couple Uber Eats deliveries not going to give you knowledge that people have known for several years when they're on the app, and the ins and outs and the market and the changes and the goalpost shifts, all of these different things that we've talked about. Then on top of it, some of these bugs that we're seeing, these are actual discussion. We're not going to be, we're not going to bite, but it might feel a little chewed afterward, but it's because these are real issues faced and we talked about and need discussed. And, I'd rather invite him on here where we have our community as well. And the respectful community that we would want on that aspect. But yeah, I still think, 200 episodes, I think that's fair enough to come on the show and say what's going on, especially since this is the rideshare community that is the main focus in the US versus going on at Brazil. Great for all the Brazil drivers that were able to participate. What's going on in Brazil is not necessarily the same thing that's going on in the US.
Mostly probably going to be the same thing. Obviously, safety in Brazil, obviously, is probably a high, important issue. But he was listening during a meeting with drivers. But I don't think, I think those drivers were vetted. I think it should be an open house, town hall meeting. Anybody can walk in, anybody can ask a question. Because on Uber crew meetings, I've attended 2, wasted my hour and a half each time. You can't even type a question in there. It won't get answered. So that's means nothing to me. But it would go a long way. It really would, to start doing some of these town halls and just understand what's going on the street level, as opposed to, anything else. And I'm willing to be the mediator. I'm willing to moderate the thing. I'm definitely willing. And so we'll see. I'll send this video to you, Dara. And, we'll see. Maybe we can do it.
All right. Well, one of the things that we do need addressed and need that quickly is this continuation of the bug that continues to happen, where the pay is shifting downward, and it starts at one price and up to a 30% haircut. And it's not going away. In fact, it's expanding even further. And here are 2 screenshots that are talking about that. So we got a business comfort ride, and it's getting ridiculous because the ride comes in $28.48 for the first one, and it says match to trip, start navigation. And then what happened there? It disappeared, and then it comes back right after at $19.17. So that's a full $9 plus difference. What's going on there?
There is potential of this rider canceling the trip, right? There's potential of that, because this driver This driver was able to match the trip. As you can see, matched to trip. Start navigation. That means we got the connection at 28:48 for a beautiful trip for less than half hour combined. That's $60 an hour. Of course, anybody would grab that, right? And then on the way to pick up, the trip disappears, and then it shows back to this driver as an exclusive at $19.17. Granted, the rider may have canceled. However, surge did not change, 5% advantage did not change, pickup did not change, drop-off did not change.
Nothing
Why
changed.
did the price change, Chris?
Shouldn't have. Not at all.
So this is the problem, Uber, Sachin. This is the problem. You said publicly on Twitter that we're working on the system, we're working on the bug. It's a bug, it's not intentional. I have hundreds of these, Sachin, hundreds by now, because the community keeps providing it to me, and every week we're putting one up. And there's more to come on this. So my thing is, why should the price change that drastically by $9? That's 30%. Why? Nothing has changed. Same rider, same metrics, same pickup, same drop-off. Why? There has to be something illegal about this. At some point, we have to look into this. And it's still not fixed. It's not fixed. So if you guys are running into this, please email me, Sergio@therideshareguide.com, all the screenshots you want, just like this. And in this case, usually the trick was, Chris, trip radar shows up, you try to match, it says trip no longer available, and then they ping you with a lower exclusive. Now, you accept, you get matched, they still ping you with a lower exclusive.
Yep.
That's
Crazy.
like, bummer. I mean, I got matched to a beautiful trip. Why are you fucking with it? Okay. And then Lelius in California, he sent one. He goes, Serge, look what he says. And then I tweeted it out. So he goes, Serge, they fixed the bug. They fixed it so good, Serge, that now they're doing it from exclusive to exclusive trips now.
Woo!
And here's his screenshots.
And here's the best part. If you're looking at the two, you have 2507 coming for the first screenshot for the first trip request, and then the second one is 1897. So again, a nice little haircut there, but it's also further to the pickup. So if you notice, it's 0.3 miles and then 0.4 miles for the 1897 one. Still, it's, and then even the distance has gone up 1/10 of a mile magically somehow. So insane. Insane.
Yeah. And so he was like, I go, I'm working on it. They have it. They said they're fixing it. It's been 6 weeks now. And then I tweeted it out because I'm frustrated that not much is happening on the fixing part. Uber, I couldn't be more happy to put up a screenshot that says trip radar no longer matched or not available, and that same screenshot comes back as an exclusive. I'd be so happy to post that so I don't have to talk about this any longer. Just do it, man. You have AI agents, you have
Sergio,
all this shit.
I don't understand though. Why do you keep still adding them? You have to at the 3-letter agencies that Matt did in order to get a response.
Well,
you forgot about that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so I said I thought the so-called bug was getting fixed, and I tagged Sachin and posted the screenshots. So, folks, be my eyes and ears. Keep sending them to me, and we're gonna keep doing it until it's fixed. And because you have an Uber executive on public record saying it's not intentional, it's a bug. We're sending out the patches.
Bug my ass.
I think that interview that Sachin did a year ago, where he talked about ship, meaning ship the product fast with all the bugs, and ruthless efficiency. It's on display. So please fix it, Uber. Yeah. Which agencies? Federal Trade Commission, Department, DOJ, whatever
Yeah,
else you can think
I
of.
forget what I forget what Matt had done.
FTC, he did FTC, and I think he did DOJ, and I think I don't know, one more. Or in your own states, take it up to your AGs.
Yep.
I mean, you know.
All right. While we are waiting for that, remember hashtag 200 for your chance to win a hat coming from the Rideshare guy, and we are going to do our first giveaway right now. So give me one
I
second.
gotta write this shit down, don't I?
You do.
Hold on. All right, I got my shit. There we go.
There it is.
All right.
Okay. So here is the first one that we are going to give away. Congratulations to our upcoming winner right now, and that is...
There's going to be two more, so stick around.
Yes, two more. Dr. Race Chaser.
Love it.
Nice.
At
Congrats.
Dr. Race Chaser.
I love it. Got that Snoko flag.
That name.
Also,
all right, Dr. Race Chaser, email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. You have 48 hours to email me, say, I won the hat, and I will forward it to the proper folks to send you the hat. There will be two more, so don't do the hashtag 200 and waste your time now. When Chris, or is this how it's going to work? Like we're going to do a thing every time, right?
I don't know. We'll get to it when we get to it, I guess, right?
Okay, we'll get to it.
So yes, if you didn't get it before, you will have two more chances throughout the rest of the show. So can I get mine signed? Sure. I don't think it's going to come to us beforehand, but
well, you're in LA. When I see you, I'll sign it for you. Unless you wanted Harry's signature, which is more valuable than mine, I'm sure. So.
Well, then you'd have to just go to Herbivore.
Yeah, just go to Herbivore and hell, yeah, there you go. Okay.
All right, so let's move on to our next topic, and that is, something we've been telling you here is take screenshots of everything. But what happens when the Uber app says, we detect a screenshot. What's going on here? That's exactly what is going on.
I'm not sure if this is an Uber thing, more of an Android thing, but I'm trying to find out. I actually emailed back and forth with the driver quite a few times. If Uber is going to do this, Chris, we may be out of business.
Well, if Uber is going to do that I would put directly into the territory of employee, because now they're giving you that they're not allowing you to state your case. I mean, how many times have they said, "Oh, do you have a screenshot of this?" or "Do you have a screenshot of something? Something goes wrong. Hey, I didn't get paid the way I was supposed to," or something happened. "Oh, send a screenshot." You don't have a screenshot. Oh, you're SOL. I mean, now they're kind of like trying to stir that pot like that. So what's going on there?
I don't know, man. It says Uber driver detected the screenshot. I'm like, and like, the problem? Why do we see a problem? Like, I can't take a screenshot of whatever I want on my personal phone. I'm like, I'm not sure. So this is going to be a problem.
Agreed. Right here. No screenshot equals hiding facts.
I agree, but then we need screenshots for evidence. Like, okay, if I didn't have screenshots and a driver told me, "Oh, Serge, they're sending me trip radar," I'm clicking match, and then it says, no longer available, and then they're sending me for less. Saying that versus showing, pictures worth 1,000 words. Settings, ignore. Ignore. So if this is, I went to my app, Android, obviously I have an Android, and Uber app. Within the Uber app, I did not see in the settings, in the privacy part, that Uber is stopping you from taking a screenshot. Now, this could be an Android thing, but then Uber app is requiring Android to send you this message. Okay? I'll just use my second phone to take a picture every day. You have a picture. See, you took a picture of your phone. Those are not good enough. Those are not clear enough. We need screenshots because we need be quick, like click and click, right? So, I
mean, the other thing you can always do too is to completely circumvent that is screen record, and the entire time you can screen record everything. And then you can go back and snapshot through that screen recording. It's going to suck to have to do that versus just, doing the snap, when you need to take it. But at least at that point, you're not going to be able. You won't miss anything either. So
Yeah,
there is that option.
I don't know. So if you guys are seeing this kind of problem, please send it to me, email it to me. If Uber is not allowing you guys to take screenshots, because there are some apps, like I know on my Schwab stock account app, I cannot take a screenshot of that app. It won't allow me somehow. And I'm like, okay, so if Uber starts doing this, we may have issues, Houston. So yeah.
I mean, my question is, why would they be doing this? And again, it's one of those things where if, you know, I mean, sure, I can understand they're like, oh, I don't want to get screenshots of, but if you're starting to do that, then you're going to get a whole shitstorm that you're probably not even ready for, because the PR on that type of thing is going to be a nightmare.
Well, we started now. So if you guys are seeing this, please email them to me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com, because most of the stuff we vet, we put out is based on screenshots.
I mean, here's the other thing too. It says it's detecting the screenshot, so it's not actually preventing you.
Not yet.
And if it is preventing you, that's the real problem. But yeah, there's quite a few apps out there that will say.
So, but if Uber is detecting
detected, like even, I mean, take a look at Snapchat. I mean, Snapchat was done where you have conversations with people, and if they take a screenshot, it'll let you know, because maybe you wanted that photo to be time or whatever. So there's that where there's the detection of it. Okay, great. You can detect it. I'm sure you're getting detected screenshots up the ying right now with everybody taking it. But yeah, if they start doing something about it where it prevents you, then that's a real problem.
So if Uber is detecting it, why are they even detecting it? Why do they even need it? Because, you know, remember you had the problem with the overlap or override, right? That's still around, by the way. And now it says Uber detecting screenshot. I'm like, okay, and what about it? What is Uber doing? Like every time you take a screenshot, is Uber figuring out, okay, this guy took another screenshot, this guy took another. Why are they detecting it even? Why is that necessary?
You probably want to know. Oh, this driver took 147 screenshots yesterday. What is going on here?
Maybe, I don't know. So let me know, folks.
Well, because what they'll do is they'll pull up your driver folder in the chat, and then they'll say they'll give two responses. The one response where it says there's no screenshots have been detected. They'll say, oh, please send us a screenshot, so then we can verify all the information is correct. And then when they go back and say, oh, we didn't have a screenshot, I don't know what happened here. Then there could be like, oh, well, I can't do anything about it. But those who support pulls up and says 972 screenshots over the last 3 days, then they're going to be like, we got to just say flat out no.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We'll give you $5. Go away, please.
it all starts somewhere, and then it escalates, and then we try to intervene, and we'll see how it goes. So
I mean, I think that's probably the biggest takeaway out of this is the fact that they're not doing anything besides saying that they're detecting it.
Not yet.
It might be something within the settings. I don't have an Android, so I don't know. But either way, when it comes down to it, this is step one of something. It usually leads to step two.
What screenshots do you have, man? I get every email, and I respond to every email. It's Sergio@therideshareguy.com. Screenshots. Everybody has a bunch of screenshots, but send them to me. I always look at it, and if it's worth it, I'll ask your permission, and we put it up. That's what we do. So send them down.
Yep. All right, let's go to our next winner. So again, hashtag 200 in the chat, and hashtag 200 if you haven't. And we have two more of the giveaway. We're doing one more right now. Again, congratulations, Dr. Race Chaser, for the first entry winner. So now we're going to do the next one. And the next winner is dun dun dun. Explore America 7254. Congratulations, Explore America. It sounds like you definitely need a hat if you're Exploring America.
7254. What an interesting names. Dr. Race Chaser and Explore America 7254. Now the people are typing now. Do they have to type this every time or whatever they type?
No. You don't have to do it every single time. If you're already entered, don't worry about it. You don't need to.
Okay, if you entered, you're just entering once is sufficient. So.
Yep.
Okay, so somebody says for
here
Android
we go.
settings, accessibility, what? Interaction and dexterity, toggle assistance menu. You can screenshot with one. Yes, that's true. You can also on Android, well, my anyway, Ultra, Samsung Ultra, you can just swipe and then it'll take a screenshot. So, but yeah, I don't know. We're gonna keep track of this thing. Uber detected the screenshot. Okay, keep detecting whatever.
Yep. All right, and now let's move on. Let's talk about the hidden pay cut when it comes to driving, and that
Oh,
is
we're gonna get any trips where it doesn't show. We're gonna go. What? Well, they're not showing the 2-minute clock. They're waiting, and then now they're showing you your pay actually. Your first 2 minutes is on the house, as you all know. They're not showing the clock, but the clock is starting after 2 minutes with the pay, how much you're getting paid. Like dollars, like a roulette wheel kind of a thing. That's what's going on. Is that what you're asking? Maybe not.
maybe, I don't know. All right, let's move on though. Let's talk about the hidden pay cut with high gasoline prices. Oh crap. With high gasoline prices. Here we go.
All right, this is my article that just came out yesterday on the newsletter and the blog. Please check it out. Free to join. www.rideshareguy.com. It's really a good article. All my articles are good, but this is timely. Hey man, even
Somebody's
Harry
doing
said
their own
you're
horn.
even
Somebody's
Harry
tooting
said
their
you're
own-
a good writer. That's a big compliment coming from Harry. So I wrote this article. There's like, I didn't put the whole thing up, but please go check it out. It's about 4 or 5 minute read. Do we have on our website that people can listen to the article? Like, you know,
I don't know if they have that.
no, we should have that. I think I need to talk to Harry about that. And anyway, so please go check
I
it out.
mean, maybe if you go on your phone and go accessibility and read page and all that crap, then you might.
Oh,
But I don't know if it has something that's on the site itself.
oh, okay. Well, my site has it. You can listen to English and Spanish. Long story short, look, this is I truly, honestly emailed both Uber and Lyft. Lyft said, I'll come back to you if we have something we're working on as far as a surcharge, like they did. When was it? 2022, right? Or 2021? Yep. 55 cents, which was not much, but it's better than nothing. And Uber didn't even respond, which was, I don't know what's going on. Usually they're good at responding, but so I just paid $6 a gallon. DoorDash is starting gas relief, it's called. The temporary program gives U.S. drivers 10% cash back. Well, if you're using Uber Pro debit card or Lyft debit card, you are getting 10% or 6% or 10% on your Uber Pro debit card if you buy cash, if you buy gas with that. But DoorDash went a step further and cash back on fuel or a weekly payment of up to $15, and Canadian drivers can get up to $36 weekly. The company is funding the program through April 26 without adding customer fees. Much appreciated, DoorDash.
Oh.
And InDrive, who pulled out of the U.S., unfortunately, is doing it in Philippines. So all around the globe, companies are paying attention to what's going on to driver bottom lines, and gas is the largest expense a rideshare driver has, unless you're driving an EV, obviously. So
Or if you're
I don't go to
replacing the engine
Costco
blue.
because I can't stand 20 minutes waiting for gasoline. While I'm burning gas, I'm just, it doesn't make sense. But I've been using my Upside app. In fact, I just got like $1.20 back. And
nice, yeah.
that's
one every
way
little bit helps.
Yeah, man. It does help because the prices or the fares are not going up, right?
Yeah.
So gas going from 4.5 to 5.5 in your state is a 20% increase. Are the fares going up 20% that you're receiving? No. So that's now you have to be more picky than ever. You have to figure out when and where to work. So our article has all that in there. If you're new or not, tips and tricks of how to save money, what kind of trips maybe you shouldn't do, rush hour, morning rush hour or afternoon rush hour, stop and go traffic, because that's when you're burning the most gas. Maybe you should look to do more medium to longish kind of trips, freeway trips and things like that. where your gas savings are more, but every little helps, and you got to start using this to save some money.
Yeah. And then the biggest thing is not driving around without somebody in the car.
That's
Only drive around
big one.
when you have somebody. I understand repositioning and things like that. That is, not all the time. You know the drop off. So if you don't want to go to an area where you have to reposition yourself after the fact, then start letting go on those particular rides. Take rides that are going to be worth it. Take rides that are going to be where they're going to want to go, or where you want to go, and then just sit and park and wait for a little while for a ride to come in, because they're going to come in.
Yeah, for sure. And pull over and turn the engine off, man.
And one of the big things, actually, this is hilarious. There was something I was scrolling through. I think it was Facebook or Instagram or something. It was talking about tips to save on gas economy, and one of the biggest was do not start and stop your car frequently. So everybody who has auto start, or auto stop on their car, turn that off. Not only is it bad for the just using the fuel, but I think the break even point is like 7 seconds. But the problem with that is they're actually finding that these auto stop that cars have are creating problems when it comes to the engine itself, and some things there. So it's just becoming a nightmare on some of these cars. So moral of the story is, for the 0.2 mile per gallon that you might save by shutting your engine off more than 7 seconds, don't, because it's going to screw your engine up. And you're driving your car. Hopefully you're driving it as long as you can before switching to a different car. Something.
Your starter will probably die faster.
They're hardened. Yeah. They're hardened. But the way that they're making the engines in these cars today are absolute crap. And it's not even really the manufacturers. It's more of the fact of this EPA guideline crap that cars have to hit certain MP. Things, and so they're making the engine smaller. The tolerances are like so micro compared to what they were. There's a lot of issues that are happening with it. So it's just take care of your car as best as you can. But when it comes to the fuel, that's big, because that's what the car uses to move. That's the food that you're feeding it.
Full-time rideshare drivers buying gas at least a couple times a week. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if you have a 10-gallon tank, even, which a Prius does, but if you have an average 12-15-gallon tank, $1 is $12 to $15 every time you're putting in a couple times a week, 30, 150, 200 extra dollars a month you're putting in, and you're not getting paid for it. So be more selective.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's move on and let's talk about the next topic, which is Uber is now facing a class action lawsuit.
I love this one. This is by the riders. We talk about driver algorithmic wage discrimination. Finally, a rider caught up and said, "Heyo, F this." It says Uber faces class action for allegedly misleading riders with inaccurate arrival times. And how much of that happens with the drivers? That happens with drivers all the time. The ping will show up 5 minutes to pick up, you accept, and then it goes to 7 minutes. I'm like, bro, it was 5 minutes, right? And, you guys got to be, playing the game here. So Uber knowingly misrepresents arrival times, class action alleges. I agree. I'll testify to this. It happens all the time. As a rider, I'll be ordering a trip. Before you order the trip, it'll say 7 minutes for the car, and then I'll order it, and it'll jump to 9. Then it'll go to 11, and then it'll say, oh, by the way, if you want to get picked up faster, why don't you use priority? And then some fools will do it, pay more, which none of that goes to the driver, by the way, or none, probably 10% of it goes to the driver. They'll send you a car 15 minutes later after they've promised it to you in 7. So this rider claims that Uber's misrepresentation of Uber arrival times is not accidental, but rather a calculated move to extract a price premium from customers. 100%. Just like the flash discount you guys receive as riders. That's bogus. That's not there either. They jack up the price and then they give you the discount. She alleges that Uber tailors its arrival times and prices to make a certain options appear faster, even when they're not. The class action lawsuit claims Uber's app does not provide any disclaimer about imprecision of its arrival times. According to the class action lawsuit, Uber advertises its rideshare services with precise Uber arrival times. Well, not
it
so.
does.
Precise.
No, it does. Yeah,
It's a
it'll
bug.
say like 14 minutes or 12 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it'll also give you the time. It'll say it like right now it's 7:15 here. It might say like 14 minutes. Then it'll say 7:39 on the app. So it actually gives those precise times. It doesn't have like EST or estimated or something like that.
Yeah.
If they had that, that would probably solve 90% of this, or at least give them the deniability. But here's the problem. I mean, first off, they probably shouldn't have something like that, only because, you know, as we're seeing right now, what's happening more spinning times or spinner times. Yep. Why is that? Because drivers are coming, they're getting the ping requests, they're looking at their phone and they're like, not worth it.
Decline.
They let it time out. They let it time out because they're smart by not hitting that X. They're letting it time out. 15 seconds that you get, letting it time out. And if you're not doing that, please start doing that. It's a nice little screw you message to Uber or Lyft. Not when you, but that's a side note. But then it goes to the next driver. That next driver looks at the phone and says, I'm not taking it. They let it time out. Now you got 30 seconds that go by. And then the trip radar pop up too. And nobody accepts it on trip radar. And so you see a couple of minutes go by. What happens? Oh, it comes back to the same driver. Driver A gets it again. But here's the best part. They showed $26 before. Then they showed $19 the next time. You didn't think I was going to take it the first time? I ain't going to take it the second time. You kidding me? So the spinner time is just going to go. Why? Because you're just trying to gap out as much as you can. Screw drivers, screw riders, and there you go. So you know what? Hey, you dug your grave. Now you can live in it with this class action suit. And I hope they go for it, and I hope that it becomes something big.
Well,
because of that.
This is big because it's riders, because drivers, you know.
No, I know. I'm saying I'm hoping it's a massive one. The pay out that they have to have is going to be huge. Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, think about it. How many times have you looked at Uber or Lyft and said, hey, I need to be somewhere at this time, and you're looking and you're like, oh yeah, I got enough time. You know, there's maybe like a 15-20 minute window where you still got it. And then all of a sudden, maybe you're not getting a ride. Now you're getting a little antsy. You're like, oh crap, no drivers in the area. You just told me there was a driver that was 6 minutes away. Well, what the hell is going on? I see the little cars on my app too. What's going on with that? I don't see them now. And so, you know, these types of things are to make it seem like that. But that driver that may or may not actually be there in reality, then, you know, they're passing up on the ride because it's not paying enough, or you're going to an area that they don't want to go, or those types of things. And again, it goes back to what Dara said and what Harry had mentioned earlier in the show. If that Uber was not paying properly, you would see acceptance rates go down. What do you see? Acceptance rates go down. They stayed down. You're trying to do everything you can, but pay the driver more. If you pay the driver more, I'm sure that these numbers that you're giving them would probably be accurate, and you probably wouldn't be getting this lawsuit right.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, again, it's their own doing, right? I mean, you're not paying enough, and then the driver accepts it, or the trip radar shenanigans they pull, you know, that kind of thing, right? It's just all, look, man, Uber, this is all hurting your platform. Don't bother me. I'm just going to decline and recline. And the riders are getting pissed off because they're, you know, Gridwise report said what, 40-50% more the riders are paying last 4 or 5 years. By the way, we're going to have Ryan Green on probably next couple of weeks or 3 weeks, talk about all kinds of issues. But this is good. I like this.
Yeah. We'll keep you updated too. I'm sure you guys are probably like, oh, what's going to happen with that? So we'll keep you updated with that particular. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see what might happen. So we still have another topic after this, and you guys want to stick around for that, because some of the how's $100 an hour, $134 an hour sound? You got to see these screenshots. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So but before that, we do have our final giveaway for our potential winner. Hashtag 200. Put it in the chat right now. And if you didn't, sorry, too bad, so sad. You might not win, but we got 63 more entries to look at. If you already did put the hashtag 200 in, you don't need to do it again. Don't worry about that. You're already in. So again, looking for that. Hey. Is that not allowing me to?
Does it only allow you twice? Maybe? No?
There we go. Okay.
There it is.
I don't
There
know.
it is.
Something going on with StreamYard. Weird. All right. So we just got 2 more, Rich K and people. So what we're going to do is.
Do we allow more people to? No, it's too late.
Too bad.
Maybe we'll do one more. At the end of the show, let's do one more.
You gotta have fast fingers there, guys. Come on. You got the fast fingers when you're accepting the rides. Boba 1470. I think Boba won before.
You think so?
I believe so.
You remember
Boba, did you win before? Put in the comments.
Okay, so let's do this. We're going to do one more at the end when we're
All
closing
felt
the
weird.
show. So everybody, if you did hashtag 200 already, don't do it. For all the new people that showed up, do hashtag 200 so you'll be participating in the last drawing. We're doing it
Oh, we have
at the end of the show.
Oh, we have 4 now?
We have 4 now. I feel
Oh,
generous.
okay.
I feel generous.
Okay. Well, there you go. we have one more giveaway that I didn't know about.
One more giveaway. So put your hashtag 200. Let's go. Cheers, everyone.
All right, so
cheers.
Cheers. All right. With that being said, let's move on to our final topic. And I'm going to use Jeff's quote here. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Check out these screenshots right here.
Read them and weep. Holy shit. This is lawyer money, man. So this is an app called Crew, CREW.
Yeah, we had Cam on a couple of weeks ago talking about this. I already signed up, but it's not available in my area. So Cam, get on that. Okay.
Yeah, get on
Open up in New York. Come on.
So
they're in 20 states right now. So go ahead.
So go to their website to see what states they're in and sign up. Number 1. Number 2, our resident contributor on the spot of all things, Jeff, immediately signed up. Jeff, are you here? Yeah. And he in fact texted me these. I was like, are these for real? I was like, I mean, the writing is too small, but Chris will read it to you while we're looking at here. So what are we looking at here, buddy?
So yeah, this is the Crew app. And when you have your route, it's going to show you where you're going. So you're going to see all the little dots. So if you've done Amazon Flex, or if you've done Spark, or if you've done, a couple of these delivery apps where you're doing multiple deliveries at once, similar to that. So you can see the route, and then you can pick and choose, what one you want. But here's a couple of offers. So the one on the left, the offer details are amazing. You're doing 54 jobs, which means you're taking out or putting out the trash. So that means you're taking from the house and putting it out to the curb, or you're taking it from the curb, putting it back. Just depends on, the route for that day. So you one of 2 things. You take a picture of the garbage cans and then you go to the next ride. So you got 54 cans to do. I mean, how difficult is it for you to get out of your car, walk up the driveway, and walk back down the driveway back to the car, and get back in your car, move on to the next? Do that 54. The expected time on that, it doesn't show. I thought I saw the time.
I mean, all those dots are on top of each other. So I don't think
either way, you got 54 jobs.
Yeah.
But it should probably take you about an hour and a half. Let's be real for that, an hour and a half. And that's what they're estimating right here. The payout, $185.22 for 54 jobs, with the expected hourly earnings of $134.43 an hour.
Okay,
so would you like
that's 6 hours of Uber Lyft driving? Okay, at $25 an hour.
You're doing that in an hour and a half.
Yeah, and how much gas you're gonna burn? I mean, all those dots are on top of each other, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Holy shit!
Mileage, you're probably not doing too bad.
No, not yeah. And the next one's better.
Yeah, the next one's better. It's a little bit more spread out. You got 86 jobs, so you're 30 jobs more. But instead of being 185, you're getting 275.20 for that one. So you got 86 jobs to do. Again, taking out trash, putting it back, and getting paid $275.20 for an estimated earnings of $99.72 an hour. So that one, they're talking a little shy of 3 hours.
That's true.
Wow.
Okay, so Yabba Yabba You says, okay, so the negative Nelly. All right, hold on a second. 5 minutes. Why is it 5 minutes per job? Why can't be three houses on the same street? Are you looking at these dots, man? How do you estimate that? You Mr. Negative Nelly. The other day I took a 14 stop over. They were all returned empty trash cans to the side of the house. 9 of the stops already had the trash cans put back in the side.
There you go.
How much did that pay, Jeff? So this app is called Crew, CREW. Go to the App Store and you should see it. Maybe the Crew or the Crew, whatever.
You could also go back in the channel. We just like we said, we just had Cam on, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So you could go back and look at either the SMTMC live or the clip from Cam, and it'll have the links in there for you guys. So then you can take it out.
Go to their website.
Or better yet, Jeff has a video coming out tomorrow that he's talking about this exact app, and you know, how he's bringing it in. So either way, if you're wondering about it, but yeah, it's in 20 states, different markets. It's obviously not going to be in rural areas compared to cities. So if you're in a rural area in one of the states it's available, chances are you're not going to get a job unless you go to the city. But
yes, it's Crew Home. Yes, correct.
That's where the money is.
Crew Home. Yep. Yes, it is correct. It's Crew Home. Yes, we fucked up on that one. But watch Jeff's video tomorrow. And what else? Yeah, I mean, I would do it, but they're not available in California. So if you're in California, tough.
Yep. Same in New York. I already signed up. I have the app already ready to go when hopefully they do come in New York and hopefully come into the area. And then, you know what? Taking some trash up and down and then going around to different properties and snapping snapshots of properties while doing some inspections.
No, and yeah, say, you know, we could do inspection and take out the trash at the same time, do safeguard properties and Crew Home at the same time. Like, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in the same area, yeah. So
yeah, no, you guys gotta pay attention to these other apps. Uber and Lyft are not all be all. So, all right, we're done with the show. We have 3 minutes.
Now, my big thing though, when it comes to this particular thing, yes, you're going to have some pretty high paying jobs for this right now. This is called the Founder's Edge. And what that means is if you get in when it starts and beginning, you're going to be able to get the higher paying jobs right away. As more drivers come on, as more things are happening, as the demand and supply kind of equal, obviously the payout will not be the same as what it is currently right now. But yeah, that's just some of the jobs. So, I mean, like I said, not a lot of people know about it. Some people do, some people don't. Like I said, we just found out about it a couple weeks ago before we had Cam on. And then Cam came on. It's like you can get paid to take trash. It's quite simple. And then, you know, during the downtimes, I just made a video last week talking about the best times to go out and drive in rideshare. During the slow times, you got to supplement it with something else, especially if those are the only times you're available to go out. You can't just sit there doing rideshare expecting to make money because you sit there with your thumb up your ass. But if you couple it with apps like this or other apps out there, it's a great opportunity to get out there and make some extra money instead of just sitting there.
For sure. And it's not a round trip,
by the way. But Founder's Edge is legit. And those screenshots exactly show it. I mean, if you're looking at 54 jobs for $185, again, you're looking at an hour and a half of time. The other one, you're looking at probably 2.5 to 3 hours of your time. You're making $275. And here's the other thing. That's the estimate. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be that. It could be faster than that. You could be doing it. I mean, the first job, maybe you get done in an hour's worth of work and you're making $185. Maybe the other one's an hour and a half and you're getting $275. It all depends. So
no, I think it's awesome. So before we give out the hat, last one, please put in hashtag 200. If you already did, you don't have to do it. But if you're new, if you just joined late, please put hashtag 200 to receive some RSG merch. So I'm going to raise my glass to all of you. This is episode 200. With pride, I can say I have enjoyed every episode. I've interviewed, I don't know how many CEOs, how many cool folks, and it's giving me the opportunity to meet so many.
You're putting trash in your car, man. You're putting trash from the I mean, you're putting it depends on who you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about some of the riders that get in your car, but you're not putting actual trash in your car.
Yeah, that's right. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, because without drivers, we built a great community. But I had a saying when we started this: if you build it, they will come. And we build it. And thank you for trusting us that we're trying to do the right thing for the driver community. We're your biggest advocates. We're fighting for you every single day. And so I'm going to raise my glass to all of you. Keep it up. And I want to thank my partner in crime, Chris, who does an amazing job week after week. And I want to thank Harry, who was here at the start of the show, for giving me and Chris the opportunity to be on this platform, which is the best of the best. We have the best of the best working here. And yes, there are other channels that I watch once in a while, but we are the largest because there is a reason for it. And so with that said, thank you, everybody. Much appreciated. Hopefully we'll get to 300. Chris, what do you think? We'll make it to 300?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, on top of, Sergio, he gets the guests on, and the one who sends most of the topics. Every once in a while, I'll throw a couple of things here or there. But the time that he takes answering emails, looking at emails, everybody's sending them. I mean, you get 100 emails or more a day at this point now. So going through all that, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of back and forth as well too. That's a lot of figuring things out sometimes. So there's a lot that goes into it. So, good job as well, Sergio.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Especially coming that. And 200 episodes. Man,
I couldn't have asked for a better partner. So maybe, did Harry respond to you? Are you coming out to Herbivore?
I don't know. I haven't gotten anything yet.
Okay, we'll handle that. So here's to all of you again. Much health. Stay safe out there, please.
Cheers. I'm pretending I have a drink in hand right now, but
he's pretending. But
I had like a little nose throat thing going on from my kids getting sick the other day, and I'm like, I'm not going to try to make it worse. So
this is original apple juice from Osaka, Japan.
Nice.
And
Herbivore is that's in a few weeks, actually. April 9th, 10th, or 16th, 17th?
April 17th, 18th, I think.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, April 17th. About
guess who's coming?
3.5 weeks away.
Hey, if you come, you're gonna meet the Sunshine Man in person because he's coming out. I'm gonna buy him lunch from
nice.
Colorado.
Nice.
Sunshine Man, are you here?
I think I saw him earlier.
Don't worry. As the 18 years, I'll respond, and
hey, make sure you guys smash that like button.
It's free.
Smash it.
Free.
It's free. Free. It's
fucking free. Hey, we love you guys. Thank you. Keep being my eyes and ears. Keep sending me everything. Even if you think it's not, important, send it to me, because we do look at everything. I look at everything. I read every one of your emails. I respond to every one of your emails. There have been occasions that I've helped people, fix certain things with their apps, and I'm not going to say reactivated, but I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I enjoy dealing with. I enjoy interviewing CEOs, but I mostly enjoy listening to you guys, guiding me through this 200 episodes. And without you guys, this wouldn't be happening. So please keep watching. Please keep spreading the word, and please send me those screenshots, because you may not think it's important, but then we have nailed them to the cross a few times last 4 years.
Yep.
And
we're definitely looking for the next one.
I'm definitely not afraid to nail them a few more times before I quit this. So without your help, I can't. You guys are the best. Stay healthy, stay safe. Let's give you the fucking hat and get the fuck out of here.
Let's do the next one. Our final winner. So again, those who entered hashtag 200, this will be your final chance.
Done with everybody.
And good congratulations to our 3 winners already. But yes, this will be the last giveaway, which is awesome, because we were thinking about 3, but now 4. So that's awesome. And P. Scott Nelson. There you go. P. Scott Nelson. You are the final winner, buddy.
We'll have 4 winners. So Dr. Race Chaser, Dr. Race Chaser, Explore America 7254. Boba1470, and P. Scott Nelson. Email me, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. Email me your physical address because we cannot send this through the internet. It's a physical item. I need a correct address. Please don't mangle the address. If you're on a street, please put street. Please put your apartment number. Make it accurate so it gets to you as ASAP. And you'll get your hat, man. And then you'll wear it with pride and tell your riders about it, that there's these two guys that fight for us every fucking week. So, partner, I finished my apple juice, so I'm going to go get another one because I need it. You know what's going on, so I need it. My neck hurts.
Yep. I hear you there. And everybody else, everybody who's watching, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Just a little tap of the button. It helps people. It helps more people.
Hey, man,
I mean, it really does help. Honestly, you might hear that on different channels, but it actually does, because YouTube, the way that they're doing, especially with the AI slop content coming out all the time, it's hard to break through to other drivers, and that's essentially what we want to do. We want to try to hit every driver we can, because we want to make sure that everybody's kind of taken care of. We're all in this together. Big thing is we want to make sure we can try to hit as many people. And how many times, or how many things have you, or how many rides have you given before you found the rideshare guy? How long have you been driving before you found the rideshare community and everything behind that? So, hopefully you'll be reciprocal of that. Hit that like button on the way out. Enjoy. Anything more to say, Serge?
No, man. I enjoyed the 200th episode. Hopefully we'll be back.
And then on top of that, we got the 200 episode today, but we have the 4-year anniversary coming up in a couple of weeks.
We have that coming up. We should do another one at 2. Every 50 now we should do it, because we don't know how much longer we're going to do this. But 250, I think, is the next big milestone, like the YouTube plaque you get for 100,000 subs or. So we're gonna do the best we can for you guys, and just keep supplying us with whatever you have, and we'll do our best. Trust me, folks, we are doing our best. It's tough, but we're doing it. So I'm out of apple juice. I have to go get more apple juice. Please be safe out there. Life is short. Play hard. Love you all.
Yep. Get out there, make that money. Be safe, be smart, and make those good decisions when it comes to driving out there, especially with the higher gas prices. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. Hopefully there'll be some sort of resolve and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Things will kind of stabilize and start going back down. But for the time being, just make sure you're doing everything it can. Smart, stack apps, all these different things that you can. Group hug. There you go.
That's right.
All right. See you guys. We'll see you next week. Who do we hit? Wait, do we have somebody next week coming on?
Probably do, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who yet, but we probably do, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Adios, everybody.